So in this next example, we've got -3, and that's fine. Negative square root 7, but because there's a square root, we know that there are two of them, a negative and a positive. So we'll deal with y equals x, and instead of the -3, remember it came from a +3, and then the shortcut that we talked about up on the page above was to go x squared minus 7. We could have done for this x plus the square root of 7 for this one, and then x minus the square root of 7. For the other one, multiplied them out, but we would come to here. If there's an I, this is a plus, but we don't have an I, so that's a minus. I'm going to go ahead and distribute here. So x times x squared is 3x, no it's not, it's x cubed. X times 7 minus 7x. 3 times x squared would be plus 3x. 3 times -7 is minus 21. And then I need to put these in standard form. So x cubed plus 3x squared minus 7x minus 21 is the standard form of our answer. And saving the very best till last here, we have a square root of 2. So we know that there's a square root of 2 and a negative square root of 2. Remember, I is a square root, so we have 3i and -3i. So the first term, the square root of 2, does not have an I. So I know it comes from a subtraction. If we take the square root of 2 and square it, we get 2. So that's what's going to go in there. And because of the i's, I know that I have a plus, because we need a plus so we can get a negative square root later. And if I square 3, I get 9. So those are the two binomials we're going to multiply. I should say y equals. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute. X squared times x squared is x to the 4th. X squared times 9 is 9x squared. -2 times x squared. And then -2 times 9. Last thing we need to do is combine our like terms in the middle. So x to the 4th plus 7x squared minus 18. There's nothing wrong with doing your problems like we did up above with all of the parentheses. Like here we put in both the plus and the minus. Personally, I like to be efficient, you know that, and take the shortest way to get there. Sorry, I keep going up and down on you. Here we go. So if we have a number with no square root, it's going to be, a number with no I, it's going to be a plus. Okay, let me start that part over again. If we have just one number, then we change the sign, just like what we did yesterday. If we have the plus and minus square roots, but we don't have an I, just plus and minus square roots, it's going to be a negative. If, like in this problem, we have the plus and minus i's, then with the i's, it's going to be x squared plus. And with a regular square root, no I, it was a minus. What I'd like you to do now is take a couple of minutes, okay, even a minute, and in this summary, write down what you want to remember as you're working on these homework problems. And when you finish that, then work on the worksheet for this section.